Betrayal is rarely a surprise. In hindsight, it is almost always a calculation that you failed to see. Or, more accurately, a calculation you chose to ignore. There are 7 specific psychological types of women for whom infidelity is not a possibility, it is an inevitability. This is not a judgment on their value as human beings, but a cold, hard assessment of their behavioral patterns. If you commit to one of these 7 types, you are not unlucky when the betrayal happens. You are blind. In this video, we are going to perform a forensic analysis of these 7 types. By the end of this broadcast, you will possess the tools to identify these traits within the first 3 interactions. We are going to strip away the emotion and look at the observable data. This is the Aphorism Archive. Welcome to the truth. Let us begin with the most prevalent and arguably the most destructive type in the digital age, the dopaminergic vampire. Or, as you might know her, the attention addict. To understand this woman, you must understand the neurochemistry of validation. For a healthy individual, a compliment or a moment of attention is like a dessert, a nice addition to a meal, but not the sustenance itself. For the attention addict, validation is oxygen. She suffers from a hollow sense of self. Her internal world is a bucket with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much love, adoration, or attention you pour into her, it drains out the moment you stop. She does not possess an internal generator of self-worth, she relies entirely on an external grid. This behavior is driven by a physiological dependency. She experiences genuine psychological withdrawal when she is not being pursued. This is not about vanity, it is about survival of the ego. When she is in a relationship with you, the initial newness provides a high. But as the relationship stabilizes into a comfortable routine, her supply cuts off. She begins to starve. Because she cannot generate her own self-esteem, she must outsource it. One man cannot provide enough voltage to keep the lights on in her psyche. She needs a network. How do you spot her? You must observe her relationship with the digital landscape. Does she curate her online presence specifically to harvest reactions? I am not talking about sharing memories, I am talking about strategic imagery designed to maximize engagement from the opposite sex. Does she maintain a harem of orbiters, men in her direct messages whom she claims are just friends, yet she never fully shuts down their flirtation? Does she dress or behave in a way that screams for eyes to be on her, specifically when she is not with you? She will cheat on you. Not necessarily because she wants to hurt you, but because she needs the hit of a new conquest. An affair provides the highest spike of dopamine available. She will engage in emotional infidelity first, cultivating a backup supply, and eventually, when the craving becomes unbearable, it will become physical. When you confront her, she will gaslight you. She will claim you were neglecting her, because to an addict, a lack of constant stimulation feels like neglect. Observe her when she is not the center of attention. Take her to an event where you are the focus, or where another woman is receiving praise. Watch her face. Does her energy drop? Does she become petulant? Does she try to create a scene to redirect the spotlight? If she cannot handle the silence of being an observer, run. The second type is the victim of her own history, the chaos junkie. This woman operates on a dysregulated nervous system. She often comes from a background of deep, unresolved turmoil, either from a volatile childhood or a string of toxic relationships. Her brain has been rewired to interpret anxiety as attraction and pain as passion. To her, a stable, healthy, communicative relationship feels boring. When there is no fighting, no crying, no dramatic makeup sessions, her body signals that the relationship is dead. She is addicted to the cortisol spike of the fight and the dopamine rush of the reconciliation. This is the trauma bond cycle. She subconsciously believes that love must be earned through suffering. If you offer her love freely, without games, without manipulation, she views it as cheap. She views you as weak. She cannot respect a man who doesn't inadvertently hurt her because her template for love involves pain. Listen to how she speaks of her past. Are all her ex-partners described as narcissists, abusers, or psychos? Yet, does she also admit she kept going back to them? Does she manufacture arguments out of thin air when things are going too well? Does she exhibit extreme highs and extreme lows within the span of a few hours? You cannot love this woman into health. You cannot be stable enough to heal her. In fact, your stability is the enemy. She will cheat on you to manufacture the chaos she craves. She will sabotage the relationship because peace feels foreign and unsafe to her. She will gravitate toward a man who treats her poorly, or she will create a triangle involving a third party just to feel the rush of high-stakes drama. The peace test. Create a period of absolute calm and stability in the relationship. Be consistent, kind, and predictable for 2 weeks. Watch her reaction. Does she relax and blossom? Or does she become agitated, distant, and start picking fights over trivial matters? If peace makes her panic, she is a chaos junkie. Type 3 is the mercenary of the dating world, the branch swinger. This woman operates from a place of profound scarcity and survival instinct. To her, being single is akin to social and emotional death. She requires a host to survive. Therefore, she never leaves a relationship until the next one is secured. She treats men like rungs on a corporate ladder. You are not her partner, you are her current station. She is constantly scanning the horizon for an upgrade, a man with more status, more money, better genetics, or more social clout. This behavior is rooted in a deep-seated inability to be alone with her own thoughts. Her identity is entirely wrapped up in her relationship status. She keeps you as a safety net, an insurance policy against solitude. She is risk-averse. She will not leap into the void of being single. She must have the next find firmly in hand before she lets go of you. Review her timeline. Has she ever been single for more than 3 months? Did her current relationship overlap with the end of her previous one? Does she maintain friendships with exes that serve no clear purpose other than keeping a door slightly ajar? Does she ask probing questions about your financial trajectory compared to other men in her circle? She is already cheating on you mentally. She is constantly auditing your value. The moment she meets a man she perceives as higher status who signals interest, she begins the transition. She will cultivate an emotional connection with him, secure his commitment, and then discard you. The breakup will be sudden and cold. She will say, "We've grown apart," but the reality is she has simply secured your replacement. The downgrade simulation, casually mention a desire to pivot your career to something less lucrative but more fulfilling, or discuss a temporary setback in your status. Watch her eyes. A loyal partner asks how we will manage together. A branch swinger looks at you with a mixture of panic and disgust. If her investment in you is tied strictly to your trajectory, she is already looking for the exit. We have covered 3 of the 7. The heaviness you feel right now? That is the weight of realization. It is likely you are picturing a specific face, a specific name. If you are currently evaluating a partner and need a concrete, systematic way to assess these risks beyond this video, I have linked a comprehensive evaluation framework in the description below. This is not a newsletter, it is a tactical guide developed by relationship psychologists to help you distinguish between a bad day and a bad character. Use it before you invest another year of your life. Now, let us proceed to the most volatile type. Type 4 is the woman who weaponizes sexuality as a tool of justice, the retaliator. This woman possesses a fragile ego and a transactional view of relationships. She does not view a relationship as a partnership of forgiveness, but as a scoreboard of wins and losses. If she feels hurt, disrespected, or neglected, she believes she is morally entitled to even the score. She operates on the logic of an eye for an eye. In her mind, her infidelity is not a betrayal, it is a reaction. It is a consequence you caused. By blaming you for the initial hurt, real or imagined, she absolves herself of the guilt of the cheating. It is a defense mechanism that allows her to maintain a self-image of a good person while committing destructive acts. How does she handle conflict? Does she escalate arguments to nuclear levels immediately? Does she bring up past mistakes you made years ago to win a current argument? Does she threaten the relationship? Maybe we should just break up, whenever she doesn't get her way? Does she justify bad behavior in others by saying, well, he deserved it? She will cheat on you the moment she feels justified. It will happen after a major fight, or when you prioritize your career over her, or when she misinterprets a situation and believes you were unfaithful. She will sleep with someone else to teach you a lesson or to regain a sense of power. Afterward, she might confess, but the confession will be a weapon. I did this because you made me feel worthless. The no test. Set a firm boundary on something she wants, perhaps a trip you can't afford or a favor you cannot do. Observe her reaction to the word no. A healthy partner negotiates or accepts it. The retaliator views a boundary as an attack. If she immediately tries to punish you, through silence, withholding affection, or cruel comments, she is capable of the ultimate punishment. Type 5 is the most dangerous because she is the most skilled at camouflage, the opportunistic narcissist. The solipsist believes that she is the main character of reality, and everyone else, including you, are merely supporting actors, NPCs, in her movie. She feels entitled to the best of everything, the stability of a provider and the thrill of a lover. She sees no contradiction in having both. She lacks effective empathy. She can cognitively understand that cheating hurts you, but she cannot feel your pain. To her, rules are for other people. She has likely navigated life on easy mode due to her looks or charisma, learning that she can charm her way out of consequences. She compartmentalizes her life perfectly. The woman she is with you and the woman she is with her affair partner are two completely distinct entities in her mind. Does she tell white lies with ease? Does she lack genuine remorse when she hurts friends or family? Does she constantly frame herself as the victim or the hero, never the villain? Is she hyper-focused on how things look rather than how they are? She will cheat simply because she can. It is not about unhappiness, it is about opportunity and entitlement. She wants the cake and she wants to eat it too. She is the type to stay married for 20 years while maintaining a secret life, looking you in the eye every morning without a flinch. When caught, she will not cry for hurting you, she will cry because she lost her reputation. The inconvenience test. Observe how she treats service staff, or how she reacts when a situation does not cater to her comfort. Does she become cruel? Does she believe she is above the rules? If she feels entitled to skip the line in life, she feels entitled to skip the rules of monogamy. Type 6 is a slave to the present moment, the impulse-driven hedonist. This woman has zero capacity for delayed gratification. She lives entirely in the now. If it feels good, she does it. If it feels bad, she avoids it. She often frames this as being free-spirited, spontaneous, or passionate. In reality, she lacks executive function. She does not plan to cheat. She does not plot. But she lacks the brakes to stop herself when the road gets slippery. Her prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for considering future consequences, is overruled by her limbic system, which seeks pleasure. She cannot conceptually weigh the 5 minutes of pleasure against the 5 years of pain it will cause. Look at her life outside of dating. Is her financial life chaotic due to impulse spending? Does she have issues with substance moderation? Does she struggle to keep commitments or routines? Does she make major life decisions based on a vibe rather than logic? She will cheat when the perfect storm occurs. Opportunity plus temptation plus alcohol/emotion. It will happen at a bachelorette party, a girl's trip, or a late night at the office. She will call you the next day, sobbing, saying, "I don't know why I did it," or "It just happened." And she will mean it. She truly doesn't know, because she is a passenger in her own body, driven by impulse. The discipline check. Does she have any area of her life where she consistently sacrifices short-term pleasure for long-term gain? Fitness, savings, study. If she lives entirely for the weekend, for the drink, for the purchase, she will eventually live for the affair. Finally, type 7. The one most men rationalize away, the unresolved nomad. This is the woman with an extensive, volatile history of casual partners who suddenly decides she is ready to settle down. She tries to pivot from a lifestyle of high variety to a lifestyle of high fidelity without doing the necessary psychological work to bridge that gap. This is not a moral judgment, it is a neurological one. Behavioral patterns etch deep grooves in the brain. If a woman spends a decade conditioning her mind to associate sexual novelty with validation and excitement, those neural pathways do not vanish simply because she turns 30. She has trained her brain to seek variety. Monogamy, to her rewired brain, feels like stagnation. Does she become defensive when asked about her past? Does her friend group still consist of people living that chaotic lifestyle? Does she seem to have a wealth of knowledge about hookup culture that doesn't match the good girl persona she is presenting to you? Is she rushing the commitment, trying to lock you down instantly? She is fighting her own muscle memory. She may genuinely want to be loyal, but when the relationship hits a lull, her brain will crave the fix of a new partner. It is the phantom limb syndrome of the dating life. She will cheat because variety is her baseline setting for intimacy. The values alignment. Look at her closest friends. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If her best friends are promiscuous, unfaithful, or party-centric, and she defends their behavior, she is merely a sleeper agent waiting to return to active duty. If this analysis gave you clarity, subscribe to the Aphorism Archive. Here, we do not deal in comforting lies. We deal in the raw architecture of human nature.